I'm Karen Buck with Wedding 411. Today we're here with Sarah Campbell. Sarah, you're with Intrigue, and recently you shared with us ideas on personalizing a bride's bouquet. Today let's talk a little bit about themes and what you can do to make your wedding reception your very own. You're located in Annapolis, so let's start with Nautical.
Sure, we do lots of nautical in the Annapolis area. Right now we're working on a wedding at a yacht club where we're pulling in the colors of the nautical flags. We've got the yellows, the reds, the blues, the whites, and these great rope knots that we're incorporating into centerpieces, bouquets, accent pieces. They're really fun ways to give you that nautical edge.
Now, can you use these nautical rope knots also in the bouquets?
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
Great. Also, Maryland is rich with vineyards, and certainly wine, everybody loves a great bottle of wine. Can you tell us how you can incorporate that love of wine into a theme for a wedding?
Of course. All right, I love me some wine too. These wine bottles are fantastic. What I encourage couples to do is, during the course of their engagement, if they're enjoying a nice bottle of wine, save that so it's got a little bit of a story to it and bring us that bottle. We can incorporate those bottles into centerpieces like we have these here with the candles on them. We can incorporate them as table numbers. We're working on one right now where we've got the bottles tilted to the side, their labels are stripped, they're tinted this nice shade of turquoise, and we've got Phalaenopsis orchids just flowing out of the bottles like the wine is just pouring onto the table. It's going to look spectacular.
That's going to be great. And I know that I am a lover of horses, as you are, and I'm looking at this label here with the horse head on it, so I guess if you have a hobby or something and you happen to find a label, that might be something fun to incorporate into it as well.
Always happy when a horse is involved.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about vintage. Tell me how you can rock vintage.
No one rocks vintage like Intrigue rocks vintage. All right, vintage keys are fantastic. If you're going to try to create that kind of secret garden feel, these keys are a great way to add to that. We can suspend them from the bouquets, we can put them into your escort card pieces. It's really interesting and nice. And then maybe you've got some great vintage buttons from your grandfather's World War II jacket, or maybe just something from a grandmother's dress. We can wire these to place these in pieces, and you can have them again with your centerpieces, your bouquets, even boutonnieres.
If you didn't have these as family heirlooms, though, where would you recommend possibly picking some up?
I'm a big fan of antique shops. In fact, if you go down Route 50 and to the Eastern Shore, it's littered with antique shops, and you can look at thrift shops. And also talk to your friends. Your friends may have some of these collectible items that they are willing to let you use for your wedding.
To share. I'm also a Words with Friends lover, and I'm looking at this wonderful thing that you've put together here. Tell me how you could incorporate that love of words and games into the wedding.
We are definitely in an era where lots of brides are into games, and Words with Friends is probably the most popular right now.
Right.
This word here is written out creative because, well, I'm creative. But you can really include any word. You can spell out the word love, you can spell out your names, maybe your wedding date, and these could be built into your centerpieces. Maybe you're going to mark the table numbers with specialty names, and we can spell these out and place them there.
Very good, very clever. Sarah, thank you for all of this fun information, and thank you for joining Wedding 411 podcasts.